Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy spot! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to episode number 3 of One on One with Nick from Australia. And tonight, I am joined by rugby league YouTuber ProEnzo Vidz. Lorenzo, thanks for accepting my offer to come on One-on-One with Nick from Australia. Mate, you're the third guest on, and thank you for coming on tonight. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no worries at all. I'm keen to come on. I've obviously seen your other 2 previous episodes. They've been great, and it's kind of good to get a bit more knowledge on, some good friends that we've already seen on the One-on-One. So keen to talk all footy and talk about my life tonight. Mate,
it's good to have you on. This is going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation with you tonight, mate. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good interview, is what I could say. But before we get into tonight's agenda, we're going to go to the live chat. We're going to say hello to everybody that's here at the moment. I can see a bit of a crowd building, so it's good to see. Hello, Luke, Melbourne Storm fan. I hope you're doing well, my good friend. Hello to National Sports Loaded. Hello to SS Storm fan. CJ Moxley is here. We got Cody Games PlayStation in the chat. Who else is here? We got Faraz. We got Davos here as well. Creed 23. JL Fuzzy is here. So good to see a good crowd building up for Monday night. It's always good to see the live chat active and everyone getting along. But ProEnzo Vidz, are you ready?
I am ready, Nick. Let's go.
All right. We're going to get into it. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions tonight, so answer them as honest as you possibly can. Now, look, we all know you as the rugby league YouTuber, ProEnzo Vidz, used to be known as NRL Vidz 090. You've had what? You've had one name change. Mate, I'm just going to ask you the first question right off the bat. Mate, who the hell are you? I mean, obviously, you're ProEnzo Vidz on YouTube, but outside of ProEnzo Vidz, who are you, mate? And where the hell are you from?
Yeah, so obviously my real name, apart from ProEnzo Vidz on YouTube, is Lorenzo Mirko. So obviously an Italian first and Italian surname there. And look, obviously, my background is Italian, of course, and Australian. And look, I'm from obviously Sydney, Australia. Pretty obvious to know that since I guess I've said that on my channel before a couple of times, and obviously my vlogs on NRL games have said that as well. What part of Sydney I'm from? I'm from Elwood, so that's inner west area. So yeah, inner west area, basically, Dragons, Bulldogs territory. So look, obviously that's where I've kind of grew up my whole life. Obviously I've seen Family and Manly a couple of times and all that, but I've always grown up in Elwood. That's where pretty much I've grown up ever since.
So, mate, how old are you at the moment? And, mate, how old are you? 16, 17? How old are you at the moment?
I've turned 16 this year, so born 2006.
2006. Feels like it was yesterday, 2006. But, hey, 2006 was a good year for, not a good year for my team or your team because the fucking Broncos won the comp. But, hey, at least Melbourne lost the grand final that year, so that's something that we can both laugh about. All right. So, look, you're 16 years old. You're born in Earlwood. So, Earlwood, what's it like in Earlwood, bro? Is it a good town? Is it a place that you recommend young people like yourself growing up in? What's it like down there, mate?
It's an interesting place, but full of good things too. A lot of different cultures and backgrounds there. Mixed with pretty much heaps of cultures. Like Greeks are predominantly from there. Italians like myself, Macedonians, Croatians. It's a real mix, that Elwood has, and it's good mix of cultures, and obviously it's a nice area full of sort of good suppliers, and it's a nice place. It's a nice place to live in. It's very livable. I probably won't live there in the future, but as of right now, it's pretty good because obviously my school isn't far from there, so it's easy travel there in the mornings and back. And obviously got a lot of people I know in Elwood and even places closer to there. So I'm loving life there, and it's going pretty well.
Well, that was my next question. I was just going to ask you, are you at school still? Do you plan on finishing school? Do you plan on dropping out of school, maybe going to maybe a full-time job or a job somewhere else on a part-time or casual basis? Or do you see yourself doing something else?
Yeah, so at the end of the year, I'll be dropping out. I'll be doing TAFE for next year. So this is my final year. I'm going to be completing year 12.
Yep.
And yeah, so my TAFE course next year is going to be sports, screen and media. So basically meaning that, when you do sports, screen and media, it can lead to something like a general media manager or some sort of producer. And that could be for a club or anywhere else in terms of sports. So next year I'll be doing TAFE. And I think that's probably helps my learning and probably helps me a bit more, to be honest, when I do something away from school. So I enjoy it a bit more.
Yep. No, that's good. That's good of you. So sports and media. So, I mean, that's interesting. That's fascinating to hear. Are you going to work in the NRL one day in the media or what? What's going to happen there?
Well, that's the aim. That's the aim. I mean, I'd like to get a job in the NRL since it's obviously a sport that's close to my heart and I've always grown up loving it. So if I was to get a job around that sort of, at a club or in NRL, that would be great. So hopefully that can sort of lead me to that.
As long as you don't report fake news, I've got no problem with you.
Oh, I won't be a hooper or a buzz, don't worry.
No, that's excellent to hear. All right, mate. So I want to talk about you growing up as a young fella. So obviously you grew up in Earlwood. I'm assuming you would have played junior rugby league. You would have played rugby league for a local club, in your area, mate. When was the last time you played rugby league, and who was your junior club growing up as a young fella?
So it's been interesting actually. So when I was 6 years old, I actually started off at AFL. That's where I first started playing before rugby league. Played for Western Suburb Magpies. So basically that area where I used to play AFL. I played for about 7 years, I think. And I obviously loved playing. It was fun to play, and that's pretty much where I've got the kicking and the passing skills from, all from that sport. But it wasn't until I was like 12, I think, I decided to play rugby league as I wanted to have a bit of a change in terms of what sport I played on the weekends, etc. And I thought rugby league would be good because, there was some spots available for the team that was local to me, which was called Elwood Saints. And that's a club where players former player Craig Garvey came from. Josh Adokar played there. Blake Ferguson played there. So it has a real association with some players, actually. And Elwood Saints was a good club for me, actually. I played there for only 4 years. I sort of stopped playing for a bit as things were getting a bit tough, like busier. Obviously, because of personal life or school life was just getting a bit out of the way. And that's why I stopped playing, actually. And I think this year that they don't have a team anymore because of less players. So it's unfortunate how it sort of folded the club. But that's where I started playing footy, and obviously it was fun. It was fun playing footy. I loved it. Will I do it again?
You played for the Earlwood Saints?
Yeah, that's the club, Elwood Saints.
Nice. What position did you play, mate?
I started off as a centre and wing, obviously, sort of played between those two positions. One day the coach wanted me to play back row, and didn't do too bad at that, as I'm sort of a bit of a tall guy, I suppose, and that wasn't too bad to play on an edge there, but predominantly centre is my position.
Mate, I'm looking at you right now, and I see a 5'8" or a fullback in you. I really do.
Well, I like fullback. Obviously, fullbacks gives you a lot of space to run the ball, and you always have the ball in hands, and I like that, actually. I think that would be a good position if I was ever played there.
Yeah, I love fullback. I played a few positions myself, but if I was playing in rugby league right now, I'd probably be in the front row or in the back row. I prefer back row, but that's just me. If I played front row, I wouldn't last. Honestly, it wouldn't last. So, why did you stop playing rugby league?
Yeah, there were a couple of reasons why. I will be honest. I think that I was getting a bit lazy, so I didn't turn up the training sessions and sort of just got that in the way of me. Unfortunately, like there was times where I probably should have went, and maybe I would have still been playing right now if it wasn't for me not being so, I guess not so committed, and that was an issue, unfortunately. If I was to if I was to like go back in time, I probably would go to training still and would probably try and play rugby league still. But yeah, look, I just things were obviously busy with school. Work was getting tough because I was at year 8 and year 7 at the time, and you got a lot of work in the early days of high school, from what I noticed, and that kind of took a lot away from me playing rugby league. But it was more being committed. That was the main thing.
Yeah, no, that's I can relate to that. There were times where I was playing rugby league, and I didn't particularly go to school with a lot of the guys on my team because we obviously all go to different schools, and I wasn't mates with everybody. I was sort of just like, oh yeah, I know about 3 or 4 people in the team, so I'll hang around them and I'll be right. So, but I see where you're coming from. Everyone gets lazy, and they're happy to go to game day on Saturday and rock up one training session. But if they don't go to both training sessions, they usually don't get fucking picked,
Oh,
or
right.
or they get less minutes. That's usually how it worked up here when I was playing, but I'm not sure what it's like down there. But I'm assuming if there was a time where you went to training on the Tuesday, but you missed the Thursday and then game day was Saturday, you'd probably only play half a game, eh?
Yeah, well, that's what the coach was like. He would obviously bench those players
Fair
at
enough.
the training sessions. So yeah,
Would you go back to playing rugby league on the weekends?
I consider it, but the only way I'd probably play again is if I had some mates sort of pushing me to play. I think if I was to
Yeah.
play with someone else, it would help.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think you should call CJ Moxley up.
That'd be good. Me and him, the best of the way out there.
Imagine that rugby league YouTubers take over or take over local rugby league. Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. It'd be the best centre wing combination in all of New South Wales at your age. So, anyway, we'll move on from that now, mate. So you're a Manly supporter.
Yeah.
How on earth did you become a Manly fan? Who got you into the Seagulls? And how'd you become a Manly supporter in general?
Pretty much when I was really, really young, actually. So probably when I was like about 3 or 2, got convinced at a young age to go for Manly. My mum was a Manly supporter, and her family was all Manly as they grew up in that area all their life. And obviously, my nan's a die-hard Manly supporter as well. And like obviously on my dad's side, it was all Bulldogs and all that. So really, when I was growing up, I had 2 choices. There was either Dogs or Manly I had to support. And I think when I was 2 years old back in 2008, when Manly made the grand final, I think I got convinced at the time to wear one of the Manly grand final shirts, because I think I used to have one of those, like the grand final, that game day shirts, one of them. And I think I just got really convinced by my mum to go for Manly, to be honest. And it was more a family thing that sort of influenced me to go for them. And I was that close to going for Dogs. I was that close, but I think making the choice to go for Manly was the right one. So pretty much family.
I got a tough question for you. If that was the Bulldogs in 2008 in the grand final that flogged Melbourne instead of Manly, could you have been a Bulldog supporter today?
I really could have, because my dad was obviously a Dog supporter, so there was a good chance I could have been.
Yeah, wow. Well, mate, Manly's a good club to pick. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I hate Manly." Everyone hates Manly, and look, people do hate Manly because back in the old Western days, Manly were a bit like the Roosters. They didn't have a salary cap. They bought the best players. They had the best players, and everybody hated them because of that. It's a bit like the Roosters now. They buy Tedesco, they buy Brendan Smith, Luke Keary, everyone. So everyone's got their reasons, and everyone understands why people hate Manly. But no, that's fantastic. And mate, before you're talking about how you were playing AFL for a while growing up as a young fella, did you ever consider just becoming a die-hard AFL fan and not worry about rugby league? And have you ever considered, switching codes from rugby league to AFL on a full-time basis?
I think there was a time I was very close, and believe it or not, that was after the 2018 season that year when Manly were really bad and had a
Wow.
really bad run that year. Obviously, came 15th, and we were that close getting the spoon. And that was the time Collingwood, who I support in the AFL, went really well. They were having a good season back in 2018, and
Yes. Yep.
seeing how well they were going compared to me, and I was like, maybe if I watch a bit more AFL, this could be the sport for me. This is the sport that maybe I'll enjoy a bit more since Manly aren't going great and Collingwood are. And that's when I watched them throughout the whole season. And I think with about 5 rounds or 6 rounds out, I watched AFL. I stopped watching rugby league, and then I was like, okay, maybe AFL's for me then. Maybe that's the sport I watch from now on. Maybe rugby league is a bit of a part-time sort of sport, whereas AFL is a full-time sport. But I think in the off season, where that year when we got Des as the coach and everything, I sort of just changed my mind because I thought he'd be a good thing for us. So 2018 was the year I was very close.
Yeah. Wow. What about So, did you play more AFL growing up as a kid than rugby league, or was it a mixture of both?
Probably played a bit more AFL, to be honest. 7 years of AFL and 4 years of rugby league outside of school, but in school I played 2 years of rugby league, so I guess you can count that as well a bit.
Yeah. No. All right. No. Fair enough. All right, mate. Well, I want to ask you some real personal questions here now. Do you see yourself? Do you see your YouTube channel being successful in say 5 to 10 years time from now, where you're going to have people watching you nonstop? Do you see your channel going to that really, really next level?
Personally, I think so. I think the way my channel is going right now and how it's growing and how I guess everyone loves the content I'm doing is obviously a good thing right now. For my age at 16 and doing what I'm doing, it's I guess, not to sound like I'm above everyone else in that sort of way, but it's pretty hard to do what I am at this age with terms of YouTube and content, I'm doing in that. It's not easy. And look, obviously it's 2,194 subscribers currently. So if I keep the channel going for another 5 or 10 years time, then I mean, the growth would be very, very big. And I think I can get somewhere if I can keep committed.
Mate, I was just going to say that to you. You're at 2,190 something subscribers. You're age 16 years old. You're on a roll. Your content's through the roof. You go to games on a regular basis. You vlog. You do Manly reviews. You do your own podcast Mondays. You join me for a podcast on Wednesdays. You come on my reviews as well. Your channel is exploding. Yes, 2,000 subscribers may not be big, like a lot of people say, but I was talking to the King about this privately a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me one-on-one that the way your channel's going, he reckons in about 10 years' time, you could be having your channel be broadcast on Channel 9 or on Fox Sports. You've got it all, Lorenzo. Like I'm not gonna, like, obviously I don't want to kiss your ass too much here, but what I'm saying is, with what you're doing at your age, you could be anything. Dead set. You could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's kind of you. Thanks, Nick. And obviously appreciate when the King says that too. And look, I understand. Obviously it's, obviously 16, it's a hard time pretty much at this age because, when you're 16, you got to think about a lot of things, your future, you get your L's when you're 16 and, you start applying for jobs around this age too. So a lot happens, outside of YouTube, but, again, I love doing what I'm doing. That's the main thing. I love doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to let too much stop me from doing YouTube. And, hopefully I can just get some sort of, look, if I get anywhere with this channel, like if it's to be promoted somewhere on a big service or at an NRL club or in the NRL in general, that would be huge. So I think that's...
I want to ask you this. Where do you see yourself and your channel in 10 years from now?
I think it will be very big. I think it could be... It's hard to estimate what the subscriber count would be, but I'd see it as being really big, and it's probably going to be somewhere where a lot of people will reach out and watching my videos.
Mate, I reckon you have the potential to be as big as guys like YKTR and Bloke in a Bar. There's potential there. I'm not saying you will be. I'm not saying you're going to have the same amount of subscribers or whatever, but I'm just saying you're a youngster coming through. Your channel is one of the go-tos that I go to listen to. And I reckon you could be at that amount of subscribers in 10 years. I mean, it could happen in fucking 2 years. Who knows? Like as we know, social media, TikTok, Instagram, all these big platforms. All it takes is one viral video to go off through the roof, and next minute you're popular as fuck. It's all it takes.
Yeah,
it really
that's where I promote my channel on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and I've already received a lot of feedback, a lot of good support from it. So
that might be the trick, eh? TikTok. That might be the trick. I just got TikTok a few weeks ago, and I think I posted about 2 videos. I think I posted 1 rugby league video on there. I think TikTok might be the way to go.
Yeah, well, I've gone pretty viral. I've got 2,501 videos. So yeah, imagine how much more I could do.
Yeah, I think TikTok might be a secret to getting more subscribers. That might be a little trick way to do things. All right. Just trying to think of what else I need to ask you, mate. All right. Next question I want to ask you is, mate, outside of rugby league, what do you like to get up to?
Yeah, a couple of things. I like to actually travel. I like to go to places on the weekend in my free time, and I sort of just like to, I guess, to spend time to myself. Really, doing things that I like doing is going to the park sometimes, kicking the footy around is what I like to do. When I have time to, I like seeing mates on the weekend. Going to each other's places and playing on the Xbox, and I guess going to, like places like the shopping centers and all that, just to, I guess, do what any friends or mates would do on the weekends and that. And yeah, look, obviously rugby league pretty much covers most of my life, but yeah, I like quality time with friends and other things as well.
Do you have any other passions besides rugby league and sport? Is there anything else that you love doing besides rugby league and that?
It's pretty hard to think because I've always loved rugby league, and obviously it's pretty much covers my whole life, like I said, and it's hard to get that same love for anything else. But I guess AFL is close. I guess that's a sport which I do like. But actually, I do know something that just came to my mind. When I do go to Manly and sometimes stay at my nan for the weekend, I love going to the beach and swimming. That's obviously a fun thing.
The beach is beautiful.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. So that's one of them.
Mate, I'll tell you one sport that I have really gotten into the last couple of weeks that I think is a good escape. The game of pool.
Pool. Oh, yeah.
The game where you've got the you hit the balls with the stick.
Yeah, that one.
Mate, that's a good fucking game. It's a good way to escape. I was at the club the other week, and I was playing pool there. I'm going, fuck me, this is a good way to escape rugby league because if you're around rugby league too much, it can get a bit too addicting, and you just need to have that other thing to escape sometimes. And mate, that's one thing that I really love doing. Just to get away from it. I guess other sports as well, like basketball and soccer and AFL and all that. And pool's now a sport that I've really gotten into. I love that sport now.
That's interesting actually, because I never really I never really thought of pool as a big thing, to be honest, because I haven't played in like 3 years.
It's underrated, bro. It's underrated.
Yeah, but yeah, since you said that, now it's a bit of an escape from rugby league. Then it's something that I might consider as well, maybe if I get the chance.
I'll tell you, it's something that's really underrated that I love playing. I don't play it enough. Darts.
Yep.
Darts.
Oh yeah, you throw the darts at the board. Yeah, that's beautiful. Fun. That's fun.
Fucking beautiful. All right. ProEnzo Vidz, I'm gonna ask you one more question. I'm just saying what I haven't asked you yet that I need to ask, that I want to ask you. Outside of rugby league and everything else, have you had a relationship? Have you gotten into girls? Are you sort of just waiting for girls to, are women something that you're interested in now? Because obviously you're 16 years of age. You're now the legal age, to, get around like people fucking say and all that. Are you interested in women, or are you more focused on other things like rugby league and going to TAFE? If a girl came up to you today and asked you out, would you consider it, or do you feel like maybe now's not the right time for that?
No, I've got time for girls. I think I do. I've just come out of a relationship actually that lasted 9 months. So
sorry to hear. Fucking hell.
yes, it was a tough couple of days, but I think like the things I mentioned, doing things like talking to mates and other stuff like that, it's taken my mind off it. And it's really helped actually doing stuff I just love. But yeah, look, if I'm open for a relationship right now, and if what comes by, then yeah, I'll be open to it. Obviously not in the rush since I'm still pretty young and I've got a big life ahead. But yeah, look, obviously if it had to happen again, then I would be interested. Yeah.
I know the feeling of breakups, mate. They're not fucking fun. They are very, very painful. They hurt for a while, but there's more to life than girls, mate. There's more to it. There's a lot more to do. A lot more to do. All right, ProEnzo Vidz. Well, mate, that might wrap it up. I don't really have any more questions for you, my friend. Mate, thank you so much for coming on for episode 3 of One on One with Nick from Australia.
No, I appreciate it, bro. That was fun, and I really enjoyed talking about some of the things that obviously occurred in my life and how it is. And look, this one-on-one show is going really well, and I'm keen to watch it from time and time again and see how it keeps going. So thanks again, bro.
Well, mate, it's good to have you on. And look, I had CJ Moxley on for episode 1. I had All Out Ciampa last week for episode 2, and I've had you on for episode 3. So I've had 3 magnificent guests for the first 3 episodes. So it's good to have you on. And if you guys haven't subscribed to ProEnzo Vidz, make sure you do. The link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. You can click on the link and go subscribe to him. He's already at 2,190-something subscribers. His channel is going off, and he's only 16 years old. So can you imagine this bloke in 5 to 10 years from now? It could be anything, like we said before. But Lorenzo Mirko, ProEnzo Vidz, or also known as NRL Vid 090. You've had 100,000 names. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, mate. I really appreciate your time.
Anytime, and I really do appreciate doing this. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you. And thank you to everybody in the live chat for being very good tonight. And thank you to everyone that will tune in after the live stream and check it out as a regular video. If you missed the live stream, you can check it out on the channel as well. But anyway, guys, we're getting out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video around. And I will see you guys tomorrow night, probably around 7 o'clock again, for my NRL round 22 tips. Anyway, until then, everybody, have a fantastic Monday night. Have a great Tuesday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the NRL round 22 tips. Until then, subscribe to me and ProEnzo Vidz. See you later.
Thanks, guys.